Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. So this is the main thing we're looking at today. I did a little bit of just sort of playing around with looking at some numbers and stuff off camera. So hopefully you have a bit of an idea of what we're doing. We're about to have wheat farming research, which means we can start growing wheat somewhere. Not sure where yet. Food is on 21 months, so it looks like it has been going down. The potato storage is still got something in, but the vegetables don't. So the vegetable, if you remember when we deleted the storage that was over here, where that helpful little bit of mud is, these filled up pretty much. So the fact it's going down suggests we're not making quite enough food to feed everyone. We're okay for the minute. Not a panic for the minute, but we might need to think about pausing, or unpausing I should say, at least one of these farms. And then maybe we'll build these ones to get the wheat farming up, because wheat's going to use, I'm going to guess the U-shaped belts. So either we sacrifice potatoes on one of these farms, which, you know, we have a lot of potatoes, that might not be a bad idea, or we bring one of these up for the wheat farm. And we still have these farms down here with these rainwater harvesters, with this these buckets here, doing not a lot at the moment, to be honest. It's just there for fun more than anything. So something else I might think about doing is just filling this area up here with rainwater collectors, because then we can plug these into these pipes here with a couple of balancers and just ease the load. I know we've got a lot of water here still. I mean, this is technically filling up because it's just been raining. So we've got quite a lot of water, but if we can stop from using the reserves too much, and you know, these could take a little bit of maintenance, but it doesn't cost anything. There's no worker cost to it. And they cost, what, 20 construction parts Mark 1 and a little bit of wood. And, you know, we're doing all right for wood. We're doing all right for wood. What have we got? 12,000. We've got 12,000 wood and we're full, so we need these to be done, really. Can we unity these? Let's unity these, otherwise the tree harvesters aren't going to be doing much. We could also look at maybe thinking about upgrading some of these as well, but that's going to use, I think that uses electronics, doesn't it? Yeah. And we're okay for them, but I don't want to go too crazy with that stuff yet. Having a look over here, everything is largely okay over here. I'm quite happy with how all this is going. We've got an alert set on this, so if this fills up, we'll start that pipe going. Really, we should just put a balancer in to automate it, but we just haven't yet. We haven't yet. And then the only other thing we're waiting on, really, was these guys to finish clearing out this area. Yeah, they need to do more over here, because we want to move our copper, like, over here. Anyway, let's don't really need that one anyway, that's fine. Let's have a little think about this. So we also want to move our concrete production up here so they don't have to take the bricks as far. That made sense, because a lot of the goods they're taking are from these balancers anyway, or these sorters I should say. So why not move it there? We also have a few things in research to be looking at. We've got the glass making and the salt production, which we need the glass for. We've done water recovery. We've done copper refinement too. Vehicles management is fine. Conveyor belts too, we don't need to worry about. Sulfur processing is done. Large vehicles would be nice, but we need the glass to make those parts. The cargo depot we upgraded, didn't we? Yes, we don't need that. We've got the ship armor, we've got the weapons. Construction parts Mark 3, technically we've got, that's fine. Settlement power, did I do settlement power? Looks like we did, yes. Steel smelting we've done. Basic desalination we haven't touched on, but that's fine. Surfaces is something. So this was something I mentioned, I think, in the last video or the video before, that the person I watch for tips and tricks and stuff, someone who's actually good at the game, is a guy called JD Plays. And one of the things he does relatively early on, when he's got quite a lot of concrete, we don't have concrete slabs on. Oh, we do. We don't have a lot of concrete. Hilarious. Where's our concrete production? Why is this so slow? We're probably just using up a lot. How's the store? I mean, the storage over here must be terrible. It might be, I think we unitied some of the construction bits at some point, didn't we? Yeah, we might need to look at upping our concrete production, because that just is not keeping up with demand, really, is it? I know we'd be probably building a lot and using up all the construction parts Mark 1, but yeah, it's definitely not enough, is it? So I was thinking about this, actually, at some point. And this isn't really a particularly optimal setup, so I think we will probably do this when we move it over there. But we'll probably start prioritizing the manufactured sand, because the sand we use for glass making, and I know we have really barely touched the beach, but I'd rather not use up a resource that can only be... It's like glassmaking can only use real sand. It can't use manufactured sand. Whereas we have lots of rock, so why not use it over here? Yeah, so we've got more of these that can get going to do the manufactured sand. If we wanted more concrete, which we do because this uses all of our concrete up in these two, so we'd need another 2 of these. We don't really have anywhere to put the concrete maker. We can't plug it in easily, so I think we're going to have to move this. So let's just have a quick look up here. So I think, let's just get myself, yeah, oriented the right way. So we're going to need more of these and more of these. So let's cut those. Delete those bits and those belts for the moment. Let's cut this. And this. So we're going to want more of these. So if we just copy this. Nope, we need to copy a bit more belt. If we copy this. That should... I mean, that one's not quite connected there. There we go. It's going to be the same for that one, isn't it? So I'm just a copy of the connector. It's not letting me. Flat connector. There. So that's all connected up there. And then it's just putting these two somewhere which isn't here. So I think what we could do, if we take this one and put it like here. That's not ideal, is it? Self-collision. Well, then don't go that way. Why would it not? Have I got the magnets off? That's not too bad. I'm okay with that. So that could go there. This can just plug... Or can it plug directly in, or is it a higher... It's a higher feed, isn't it? So that would have to go about there. Just because it's not aligned. That's fine. Let's actually align that properly. Nope, I want the belt. I want the belt. There we go. Don't need that. So that's all out of the way. So then we just need this. So if we put these after a slight coffin fit, bearing in mind the trucks are going to need access to this. So if we leave a bit of a gap, that should be enough for the trucks to come up there. And if we put this here, how much do they emit in terms of waste? Hardly anything. So we could share a smokestack with them. We're just going to pop that there. We've now got 2. We don't need that one. We need to get the concrete into this lift here. We probably don't need a lift there anymore, so let's get rid of that lift. And then if we keep this up 1, that is the right height for that. That's perfect. And then this we can bring in like here. Bit of a wiggly route, but that's okay. So something like that. So that then doubles our concrete production. I might move this somewhere else because that's a bit... I don't really like that there. Let's pop that one there. Then we just need these two to go... Oh, how did I do this though? That's the thing. Need to have one flat. What have we done there? Like that. So this is going to have to be a little further back, but for now, if we do this. Oh, it does fit there, perfect. And then this should do that. And then this we can connect into here, and this into there. Awesome. So that will be our extended. Cannot join if not flat. There. Awesome. And then the output, not too much, 12, 24. So yeah, it's fine for a single belt. So if we just get rid of all of these, if we bring this out here, this there, not there. It's because that pipe's there. Okay. There. And then we can get rid of a bit of this because we don't need all of this. And then we get our storage. Pop that there. Awesome. So that is our expanded concrete production. And this one I think we will change to prioritize the manufactured sanding. We can unpause. No, not do that. Unpause those. And then we have 4 concrete makers. And just double checking, they used 3 manufactured sand. That makes 24. Did I say they use 3 manufactured sand? Oh, because that's because the other 3 do. Oh yeah, they do the manufactured sand. That's the crushed slag. Crushed slag they use 9 of. So it was 18, it's now 36. So that's actually not going to be enough now, is it? And they use 3 manufactured sand, so we're now using 12. So actually, 2 of those is enough for that. I don't know why I had 3. Oh, it's because of this could do 3, isn't it? Okay, so I think what we're going to have to do is... Put that. Do you mean incompatible type? There we go. So if we take all of those and just shove those up a bit. Put this here. Move this back a tile so it's still in line. How was that connected to that? How did that work? How is that connected to that? That it's not. Sorry. It's just delivering the slag there. The whole time it's just been delivering slag. We've had a full box there and it hasn't actually been going anywhere. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh, well, that changes things, doesn't it? Where are we? Okay. Oh, what happened there? So what we can probably do is if we flip this around this way, delete this. Delete that. and do that. Because how much do they take in? 24, so that's plenty. So what we need to make sure is that the trucks can get up here to get to this. That's the only real concern there. In fact, it's more than that. Because we need this. Oh, I've done it again. They've lost their connectors again. We need this to be like here, this to connect into this, and then this we want to put there and connect into that. I guess that's fine. Okay, now we have concrete. So we're producing 24 manufactured sand. They use 3, so that's more than enough, which is why they've lost connectors at this end as well. So what did I say? I've got lost. So they use 3, 6, 9, 12. So we only need 2 of those running. So let's pause 1. And now we're making 48 manufactured sand. And we're using 9, 18. We're using 36, which is more than 1 can do. But 2 will be able to keep up that without any problems. Let's do that. So there is our concrete production. That's going to be like that at some point. For now, we need to just cut all of that and just move that right out of the way. So, on to the actual interesting stuff. Rebuilding all this. So I was looking at all the numbers, like I say. So, we use 18 iron. I don't really care about the wood or the concrete slabs, although hopefully the concrete slabs are ticking up. Not really. We use 18 iron, so it's 18 times 4, and I probably could do this in my head, but just so the numbers are there. 72. We need 72 iron to run 4 of those. Now, there's a reason I've gone for 4. 72 iron. These make 12 iron. So 12, 24, 48, 72? Yeah, 72. So if we run 3 smelters at full whack, they can do 4 of these together. Those 4 create 24 each, which goes 1 to 1 with these, should they need it. And then obviously they also need a little bit of electronics, but we'll get to that in a minute. And then we have this down here. Now the only other thing we have that uses iron is mechanical parts. Mechanical parts are super important because they are used for maintenance. They're also used for vehicle parts, which is a secondary concern, but obviously we would quite like some vehicle parts. That would be nice. But there is a secondary recipe for mechanical parts. So if we just put them both on here a second. So one recipe uses 30 iron, one uses 12 steel. If we have a quick look at steel, steel does 24 to 12. So it takes 24 iron and makes 12 steel. So it's a 50% loss. So if this is less than that. So if this was 15, it would be about the same. Obviously, there's the workers and electronics to make the electric to make it all, but it uses less. So this will use less iron using the steel recipe. And if we flip over to steel, we pop over here a second and click on iron. There is literally nothing else that uses iron. Nothing in the whole game uses iron apart from creating steel and construction parts 1 and mechanical parts. So if we swap our mechanical parts over to steel, we have no other need to build iron. As in iron actual, what do they call it? Iron slabs? Iron, just iron. We have no other reason to create iron using the metal casters. So these 3 alone, and I'm just going to check my maths was right. 12 times 6, 72. Yes, those 3 alone would do 4 of these. Now, I don't think we need 4 of them at the moment, but I think it's probably best to plan for that sort of eventuality. I am going to speed the game up just because I want these to go faster. We also need to look at our ship. What is our ship doing at the moment? It is off somewhere. Where did it go? It's up here. I don't suppose you can reach anywhere else from there, can you? No. So you just go home for the moment. And we'll send you off somewhere when you come back. So we need to move all of this, and then these three will be dedicated to just doing these. So that leaves these two doing steel, and that leaves us just an extra one over here, which we're not currently using, which isn't really doing anything, and is sort of silly being on its own. So if we build at least one more, you know, roughly there, and we're going to have to rejig a lot of stuff because we're going to need another oxygen production and stuff, but yeah, fine. If we have one more of these, that will give us 4 of these making steel. We currently make 12 steel, 24, 40. We make 48 steel. Well, mechanical parts use 12 alone to get 24. We currently have 3 of those. And it is the same it produces, isn't it? 24 and 24. We currently have 3 things making mechanical parts. We need 36 steel to run that alone. Steel is also used for construction parts Mark III, which is another 18. So what's that? 40? No. 36 steel plus 18, 40, 54, I think, 54. And we're currently making, what did I say, 48. So we do need more steel production. Now having another 2 running full time would probably be a little bit of a waste, but if we could get this one up and running, move all this, that'll sort that, that'll get us enough steel to make mechanical parts. This uses 24 mechanical parts, so one of those on its own is currently enough to run the maintenance depot Mark II. I'm assuming that'll have an upgrade at some point, but we are also going to need another 12 for this. Probably won't hurt getting 2 of those up and running, because like I say, we are going to want vehicle parts Mark II, and that's going to use 8 of those alone. That uses 8, so probably want 2 of those going, and then 1 vehicle parts Mark II, and maybe even more, I don't know. So that's my sort of thinking in terms of ratios. That's where I think we are. So we need to get this ready to do that. So like I say, I want to move all of this. So I'm going to delete these 2. That's done. I'm going to want to build... I'm going to put it over here. And then I'm going to build a temporary pipe. That's going to come over here somehow. In fact, no, I want you to go... Oh, it's going to be annoying wherever it goes, isn't it? It's going to be in the way of something. But I suppose saying that, no, it's temporary. We just want to empty the storage. That's all we want to do. So let's pop that into there. Unity that. Get that built, get that emptied, because that's only a Mark 1, so that will be able to fill that up. Then we can delete that, because we're not currently using that. That is currently pointless, because we're now using acid, so we don't need that recipe there. In fact, I'm going to take that one off, because it is pointless for us. Cough, cough, cough. Speed everything up. I want to get this all dug out. How are we doing in terms of the digging out? I mean, we're getting there. We've got enough space to put in the extra steel smelter here. I'm just thinking, did I get my numbers right? 24, 48. Wait, no, I needed 4. Hold on a second, right. Oh no, 12 times 6 is 72. They make 12. There are 6 of them. Okay, no, that's fine. So those 3 on their own will do the mechanical parts. That's fine. So we're going to want to move maintenance somewhere temporarily, because all of this is going to change. All this bit here is going to be construction parts, and then everything else is going to be somewhere else. So we're going to want to move maintenance. I want to move our electronics production next to the copper, because it uses... wrong one. It uses copper. It also uses rubber, but the rubber production is miles away. So there's no point having that over there. We may as well have the electronics, though, next to the copper, so we don't have to ferry copper backwards and forwards. That makes sense. This looks like it is now empty. Perfect. Let's delete that. Let's delete this pipe. There's a little extra pipe in there as well that I wouldn't mind getting rid of. Ooh, what did I just delete there? Don't know. I think we're okay. Let's do that. Let's Unity. Okay, it's already gone. So now we have a water storage here. Let's just pop that into there. So that water can just slowly filter in and be used for other things. That's fine. That's fine. This water pipe might have to move as we get rid of all this, but that's a problem for another day as well. So maintenance we want to move, which uses mechanical parts. What I'd like to do ideally is to get this moved. For that, we need to know how much space this is going to take. So it's going to go up to in line with this port. Can I pop down something as a marker? It's going to have to go up to that port there. So if we build this about here. Yes, the recording software crashed again, and yes, I didn't notice. It was only a couple of minutes. What basically happened was I was looking at this, and then I heard a ding saying that food was getting low. We only have 12 months left. I've unpaused these two. I haven't swapped anything over to corn yet, purely because we'd have to start looking at actually getting that milled and baked into bread, and look at turning the excess into compost and all that stuff. We'll worry about that another time. For now, I've just got these two making potatoes and vegetables as well. Hopefully, that will solve this. I imagine it will. I imagine we'll start seeing those fill up pretty quickly. Okay, right. The only real question is, if we've got 3 of these doing iron for these, is 4 going to be enough? What was that message? Has a high supply of wood. Okay. Let's get a few more of those built. Is 4 of these going to be enough? Oh, hold on a second. There are no mining designations. Ah, you've ran out of... What did I do here? Something weird. Okay. Just... Why won't you go down there? Is it because you've already got something on you? If I just get rid of all of that. I don't know how far down the sand goes, but just do that. That's fine. Some mining designations outside of tower areas. Well, that's okay, because you should be doing this. So that shouldn't be a problem. You do seem to be having a problem getting trucks coming over to you, though. I wonder if that's because we're full of... If we've got... We might need to start looking at doing... either more of these or upgrade into the big sorting plant. I don't really know yet. Anyway, that's going away. This is looking okay. Yeah, we've got a few boxes free still. We might want to look at putting like, because where are we cutting wood right now? Maybe we'll... We might want to think about putting like a box up here, so that the tree harvester trucks can get it in those boxes, and then have like a dedicated truck maybe moving stuff down, but yeah, it's fine. This is doing fine for water. But again, it's something we might want to think about, just like... How flat is this area I Not very. But if we just filled like this area with water collectors... I don't want to run out of water at some point and be in trouble. How is this going? This is very nearly full. You should be alerting me when you are completely full. That's fine. If you're not completely full, that's okay. Because we're full of diesel anyway, so it doesn't have to be running full time. But the boiler should be going to get all of this spinning. That's all good. Right. So the real question comes is 4 smelters... or blast furnaces, sorry. 4 blast furnaces working on... No. Yes. It's those 3 of them for the construction parts. Is that enough? Are 4 of them doing steel enough? I don't know. This is the question. Let's just make sure... We're going to have to rejig all the steel stuff anyway. Yeah, it goes up to about where that is. I might give it a little bit of room. So if we take this, and it goes in line with these boxes here, and what if I just put it right up to that edge there? Give it plenty of room, right? Let's do it. This should give the trucks enough room to go behind. It looks like it's all in line with everything, except this isn't, because this used fancy belt-in mechanics. I do want it to be in line. So where? It's 1/4. So there. And then these things, slightly less important because they're rejigged in a different direction anyway. But that puts the buckets in line. It puts the blast furnace in line. It doesn't look like it there, does it? One tile over. One tile over. No, it definitely is right. Okay. That's fine. And get rid of that. That's fine. Okay, I think that's what we want there. Let's get that. How much of that can we unity? Most of it is the answer. Most of it is the answer. Food is down to 10 months. You started producing food yet? You must have done some potatoes, yes. Oh, that's only just coming in, though. I could unpause these as a temporary measure. They don't have any water coming in, though, is the thing. I'd have to pipe these into it. Let's just keep an eye. Let's just keep an eye. So that's on its way. What are you waiting for? You're probably waiting on construction parts, which we don't have because we don't have any concrete blocks, right? Well, we have a lot of concrete blocks now. Wood's fine, concrete blocks are fine. Oh, it crashed again, and it crashed so soon into that last recording, and I didn't notice, and I have no idea how long I was going for. What have I done while it was not recording? I have moved copper over, but we're going to come back to that in a minute. This box can be marked to be deleted at some point. I did the food. I think we talked about that. That's fine. I built another construction box or another storage for the construction parts Mark III because these alone are going to cost us 480. So we're going to need to have a few. But we don't have to build them all at once. But we want enough to do like 4, 3, 2 maybe. And also we need to do some of these as well. So in fact, that's going to be up to 600. So we might even want another box there. Let's do that. Could have upgraded them, but we didn't. So that's fine. Right. So I started building, converting this into steel. And then I come across something which made me rethink my whole life choices. So I was like, right, so we're going to use this to go into here. Why isn't that going to anything? I don't know. A problem for another time. In fact, it's not a problem for another time. Do that so you can see that it's not connected. So this makes 24 molten iron. That goes into here. This uses 24 molten iron to make 12 molten steel. 12 molten steel feeds 1 cooled caster. I have 4 cooled casters and only 2 oxygen furnaces at the moment. So the only reason all of these channels, these molten channels, are full is because we are full of steel. Actually, 2 of these can only run 2 of these. So if I want to increase my steel production, not only do I have to get this onto steel and then another one onto steel, which is going to give us a maximum of 48 steel output, I then need to duplicate that over here to double it. Or at the very least, get 2 more on the go like we had here and leave space to add on the others afterwards. Oh, what a conundrum, which means this probably has to move again. Hilarious. I know, you don't need to say anything. It's fine. Yes, so. So we're going to need another one of these. We'll have 2 spaces next to the oxygen thing beforehand. We want to flip that and rotate that twice. That's going to go there. Is that in the right place? Yes, it is. Okay. And then we're going to want this to come over here. That's fine. This is then going to plug into this. That's fine. What do we do in terms of the smog? Oh, they shared one before because it only makes 24. Yeah, that's a bit of a pain, isn't it? That's a bit of a pain. I mean, they don't actually cost any maintenance or anything, so it's not too much of a pain. It's just the construction parts and, you know, whatever. And then we're going to want another one of those there. With one of those there. And that connected in. So that's that done. That is then those 4 set up. But we need the oxygen into here as well, actually. So that is going to come from here, plug into there. We deleted that to get that channel. That's fine. And then we will delete this one, this pipe here, because then this one will just be feeding these 2. All right. Makes 24, uses 24. So we need another 2 of these. I feel like this could have been so much more compact, and my relatively careful planning has gone completely out of the window. Let's flip that. Let's pop that one there. We're going to want another one, which we're just going to pop there. How much exhaust? Just enough for 1, so let's pop that there. Pop that there. And then you are going to plug into there. You are going to plug into there. Yeah, it's fine. It's not symmetrical anymore, but it's a bit late for that, isn't it? You, I'd like to plug into here. I don't know. Oh, did you go there? Okay, that works. That's fine. So you're going to go there. Yeah, you're going to go there. That's fine. And then we need just another one of these. Just another one, you bloody fool. So we might as well put that, like, here. Let's bring this down a little bit. Plug that in there. The water, we're going to want... What height is that? It's going to be 5, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. So we'll bring the water in here. I'll bring it over here, so I want to bring more in a minute. Plug that. Okay, not there. Plug that in there. Water we might have to have a little check on to make sure the pipes are enough to handle it, but that again is a problem for future me. Let's plug that into there. Right. But then this one doesn't have any oxygen. And if we're going to make another oxygen thing, we might as well make another one of these. Which means we need to move this. Do we, or could we get away with it? That's the question. If we pop this one here, that there. Let's copy this, pop this one in. Here. How much oxygen do these use? 18. Oh, yeah, no, because they needed another oxygen thingy, didn't they? So that's going to have to go somewhere. Not sure if I really like that. But it works. It works. I feel like doing this, we're just going to have to do all of this again at some point. I think this is what it feels like it's coming down to. Okay, let's get this can't because that pipe's there now. Okay, delete that pipe for a second. You can't come there because that's in the way? Oh no, you're fine. Don't know what you're complaining about. This... That's fine. Oxygen... goes there. So everything's oxygenated. Right. And then we just need another one of these. Which I'm going to put here. You're going to plug into there. You are going to come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over to there. You are going to plug into there, and you are going to come to here. Mind you think about how much that output in 12, 24, 48. Actually, that's fine. Okay. So that is going to increase our steel production just by 24. But that's a little bit extra. It's a little bit extra. It's going to help. We are... Why did our unity go down? Probably some sort of pollution, I'm guessing. If I had to guess, it's going to be some sort of pollution. So let's pop over to here, because I do want some unity. Let's get rid of the fuel consumption one for the moment. Okay. So at the very least, we want this and this built. So let's... Oh, no, in fact, saying that, none of these have got the bucket stuff set up yet, have they? None of them have got the bucket stuff set up yet. Okay. These take in 24. This just feeds these 2. One of these can feed... Oh, I've got 1 for every 2 at the moment, apart from this one, which has got... Oh, no, this one feeds 2 as well. So I've got 1 feeding every 2 at the moment, so I feel like we should carry that on. So if we just copy, like... that bit, pop that there. We obviously don't need that bit. Oh wait, no, we definitely do, don't we? Because we need the coal. Of course we need that bit. And then if we copy that again, pop it there, connect that up, connect that to there. We don't need that bit. We don't need that bit or that bit. That should be fine. And in terms of coal, we might want to just say this has got a little bit more stored. It's 12 for the iron ore. 12, 24, 36. So it can only do that many on that belt. So we could look at upgrading the belt, or we could look at adding in more coal storage. What is the best option there? If we put coal storage there, plug that into there. What did I say that could do? 12, 24, 36, 48, 60? Yeah, so then everything down here will need extra coal being fed in potentially, so we're going to need that extra storage there. Fine. This one we're not going to build quite yet. So maybe we'll just stick with the same thing and upgrade a belt somewhere. Don't really know yet. It's fine. Okay. Can we unity this? And all of that. And then can we unity this? And this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Once that's up and running, we no longer need... Wait a second. Wait a gosh darn second. Oh yeah, no, it does have its oxygen coming in from there. Okay. So this one is feeding this one and this one. We don't need that pipe anymore. We are going to need that and that, however. I think that's right. So we now have 4 oxygen furnaces. Checking the recording hasn't crashed. go into 4 cooled casters, 4 blast furnaces supplying those, and all the boxes should be set up correctly. Whoa, now, little pipey-wipey or belty-welty. You need to go that way, my friend. Where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going? Okay. We don't technically need this anymore. Or this. What I would have liked to have done, ideally, would been to have like duplicated this sort of setup, because I think that looks nice and neat with it going straight in the middle. But we sort of left ourselves in a terrible position. And that is no good for me. That is no good for me. Let's delete all of that. Why isn't that lined up? Why don't you have one of those? There we go. That's better. I'm having you out of line, my friend. So if we build the rest of that, that gives us another bunch. We are going to need to build that at some point. Are we? Because then we need to worry about getting like an upgraded belt and... Oh, we only actually need to upgrade that bit, don't we? We just upgraded that bit of belt. We still have a potential 60 coming down here, which feeds that one. And then this one can do 60 on its own, can't it? Ah, but this one is slightly further back for reasons. What was the reason for that? I don't know. We have to fix it. Otherwise, none of the... Undo. Wish there was an undo button. If it works, it works. If it works, it works. I'm less happy with it, but it works, so fine. Ah, but saying that, can I then fit that in there? No, so I'm not happy with that. Which means I probably need to get this going a different way if we can as well. What if I went this one first? There we go. That's horrendous. Awesome. I really wanted this to be just like a really nice, uniform, perfect build, and it's just gone absolutely belly up, for lack of a better word. Pop that one back in. That's connected to all the pipes. Okay. So for Unity, that. Just Unity. Excellent. We got more steel production. Okie dokie. Right, we're making progress. The problem I have is I have literally no idea how long the recording's been going. So I don't know if this is a good place to stop. I have no idea. Let's check our storage. Vegetables are stocking up, potatoes are full, that's fine. We'll look at doing stuff with those in a future video. I would like to get this as well, getting some water storage, because I mean it's probably ticking down a little bit now. Yeah, it hasn't been raining for a while, but if we could get those plugged in, maybe just like a bunch of storages here, put a balancer in place, it just eases the water use considerably. We probably want to leave another space here, at least one, in case we do farms there. So that's sort of like our marker of where we don't want to start moving this up. So I'm thinking in terms of concrete. Concrete's going to have to go somewhere. I would have liked concrete to have gone about there, so it's close to the manufacturer and stuff for there. But the next thing, I suppose, is electronics. So we want to do this. That takes 12 electronics. That takes 4. And do they go anywhere else? There. If we are running 4 of those, that's 24. If we are running 2 of those, let's say, that's 32. Yes, that's terrible. 32. So we need 44 electronics being produced, ideally. If we take an assembler Mark III, because we want everything to be Mark IIIs, and we say you're going to make electronics. I cannot see the wood for the trees. There we go. So we want 2 of those. At least 2 of those. That is going to go up here. Move it slightly further over. Just so we have room to extend this box or something should we need it. We want another box to go here, which is going to be rubber, which we want to be kept relatively full. Let's just check the rubber a second. It's going to, hang on, let's get rid of the mechanical parts. Should just have that, yep. So we're only using 12 rubber. This makes, yeah, it's fine. We're fine for rubber. Rubber's not a problem. Rubber's not a problem, mate. Have we left enough space there to get raised belts is the question. So if we just move these like back here, if we say we wanted rubber to go like there, and we want copper to go there. Nope. What do you do there? Trying to go too high. That's what it's trying to do. Why are you being weird? I just want a flat connector to go there. And then another one to go there. Being too close to another. Oh, because that one was raised. Didn't want that. That's why it wasn't working. That's fine. So we want it to be something like that. So if we bring this up again, if we pop this here, let's just move this one rather than moving all of that again. So that goes there. Get underneath. That goes there. This belt is going the wrong way. This belt is going the wrong way. That goes there. Perfect. So that is the 24 electronics we need. So that's the electronics taken care of for the maintenance. The next part is the mechanical parts. Excuse me. Why are these not running? because you don't have the molten steel. You don't have that because you don't have this. You don't have this because you don't have coal. Because that one bit there didn't get built. Fair. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. Let's get that going. So I said I wanted 3 mechanical parts, which just take steel. If we want 3, 1 belt is going to be enough to do all of them. Yes. Yes, it is. So that is mechanical parts done. The only thing we don't have is this going into a box. If we just copy the existing box. Not that box. Oh, yes, that box. If we put that box here, gives us just a little bit of space if we need to do something. Pop that there. Unity that. Excellent. These need to go in a box. This is going to be too much for a single belt to handle. So we're going to want this to come out, at least one, go down to here. You are going to go into here. You are going to go into here. You need to be a, if I just unity you. Take your time, it's fine. You need to be a Mark II. And let's get all of that built. What sort of box did I make? Absolutely not one. Mechanical parts. Excellent. So now we are using steel to make mechanical parts. We now have mechanical parts, we have electronics. Well, in that case, let's take this, pop this here, plug that into there, plug that into there. And then we can pause that. We can not pause the mechanical parts and those at the moment because that's doing vehicle parts. Well, I suppose we don't really need the vehicle parts. So let's pause. So vehicle parts are mechanical parts and electronics also. Interesting. So let's take vehicle parts. Let's think about this. Oh, no, let's not take that one because that's a Mark. It's a Mark III, isn't it? Yes, okay. Let's take one of these. Pop it down here. We want you to do vehicle parts. Not you. You. And we're going to want probably a couple of these. Or one of these can do 2 vehicle parts Mark II. So maybe we do just want one. Let's think about this a second. 24 mechanical parts. This uses 24. So we could, I mean, one of these is enough for these. We could do 2. I probably want to think about how I've belted this up in that case. So I'm just going to delete that a second. And in which case I'm going to unpause those. I'm going to stop in a minute because I've got no idea how long I've been going. I mean, I've been going a while. I don't know how long the video has been successfully recording is more what I mean. Not enough maintenance. That should be solved pretty soon with this one kicking in. We can pause this one, however. We can unity that. I'm just going to delete this. So we just need to think a second. Are we ever going to need 2 of these? Maybe. Not straight away, but maybe. Just making sure we've got a flat piece there. And that... Why will you not just do what I ask you to? I don't understand. Fine. Don't need that bit at the moment. Or that bit there. Whatever. And then... if we take another flat conveyor and we run it just along there for the moment. Incompatible port at start. Oh, because it's running the wrong way? Nope. Why are you in midair? There. Okay, fine. That's how I want you to go. So let's leave space for another one in case we need it. We just deleted the mechanical one, so let's just do that again. We don't want either of those. We want mechanical parts using steel. Thank you. And we wanted 1, 2, 3 of those. Which means we need this one to come out a little bit more. Fine, go there. Are these belts going to be enough? No, because that's... Wait, not mechanical parts. No, I've got mechanical parts. This was... What was this? Vehicle parts! This was vehicle parts. Okay. You go there. I need to get rid of, I mean, that minor thing's really annoying. I suppose what I could do is just do that. Doesn't matter where I build it, does it? You go there. You go there. You go there. You go there. You get deleted. You get deleted. You get deleted. You get deleted. Excellent. That is what we want. At that point, if the top line is mechanical parts, 24, 48, too many for a single belt. So this has to be a belt Mark II, which we can do with the old control mouse wheel up, at which point that's fine. For the electronics, 12, 24, plus 16, that's fine for a standard belt. Okay. If we take that, put that... where is the lower plugin? There. You go there. You go there. Except, because the mechanical parts are the hungry bit, that would need to be a big Mark II belt. Cancel that. Cancel that. I'm thinking we move this over here. Mechanical parts are the hungry part, so let's move this over here. And think about how we're going to do this. It needs to be there. Yes. So this needs to be a Mark II belt, and this needs to be a Mark II belt. That's fine, that's fine, those two are fine. And then the electronics need to be flipped, 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 Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I mean, 4 is probably fine if it goes in line. It doesn't go in line. There. The electronics are going across, and that's less. So we would want that built, that built, that built, that built, both of those built. So that, 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 and that. I don't think we need this, but it's there if we need it, and we could also, if we move that steel belt a little bit, fit another one in there, as well as expanding the vehicle parts in the other direction as well. Excellent. Okay. Once that's up and running and making sure that we're actually getting the stuff coming in, we can pause these again. I just want to make sure the bits are actually getting there. Excellent. So let's pause this, 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 and this, and this, and this, because we no longer need that. What, of course, we do need is some storage. Here. Which will be for vehicle parts. There we go. We don't need storage there because that doesn't do anything. We could probably do with sending the ship out because I'm guessing that's been sat there doing nothing for a while. Go over there. So yeah, we upgraded this one so we can adopt. This one we haven't yet. It needs 80 construction parts Mark II. I guess that'll be solved when we get there, because we can't get chickens until we're on reputation 2. And we are going to want chickens at some point. And over here we can't adopt from this one. But this is where we can just trade for oil, which could be quite interesting. Okay, so I think we're probably going to stop there. Like I say, I have literally no idea how long this video has been. It could have been 50 years for all I know. Well, that's a good point. So these are using 24 copper. We are making 24 copper. We are not making enough copper to fuel these. We need to extend our copper plant. Okay. Let's make this like the last thing we do. Let's plug that into there. We're going to want one of these. Plugged into there. That. Whoa, now, mate. Whoa, now. That's not what I wanted. You into there. You into there. Is that right? Because you make 12. You take 24. You make that. That's fine. We want to take this. Plug it in there. Ah, no, because I've plugged that into that, because that storage is now too close. That's fine. We can solve that. Let's move that there. Unity that. Mark that to be deleted. This will connect into there. This belt we will flip. That one we will build. Let's Unity. Hold on, we probably don't need that storage, do we? We could probably do a similar thing to what we've got here, right? If we just copy like this, pop it in there, and then we're probably going to want to get rid of this and this. We could probably just plug that into the existing coal, right? So we've got extra coal coming in there, which does 12, 24, 48. Oh, it's going to be cutting it close, isn't it? 48, cause yeah, we'd need like another one to do that one. Okay, so let's keep the extra coal there. That's fine. I'm going to delete that coal bucket a second. That pickup's got stuck, so let's just get rid of him. This we're going to have to move closer. Not that close, because we don't want it plugging in. That should be absolutely fine. So this we are going to tell to... Well, we're going to plug it in. We're going to unity those. And if I mark that for deletion, can I just unity those bits, please? Because that's taking ages. I don't really mean the belts, but that's fine. This should be deleted, but we haven't quite got there yet. And then this is in a bit of a silly place, isn't it? Okay, that's fine. So if we plug this... Oh, doesn't go anywhere yet. Incompatible ports? Oh, because I'm looking at that. Yeah, no, it's this, isn't it? So if we bring this in to here, plug that in there, and then bring that down there. I'm going to plug that into there, because why not? And then we're going to want to copy this and put that there, followed by wait a second, you know, that's going the right way. Why is that going the wrong way? Don't know. Followed by that one up to there. Okay. Pickup is struggling to find a destination it can reach. Why? Ah, because you're trying to get to this. That's fine. We do not want trucks. Oops. Picking up from there. This we would very much like to delete, but we can't do that until this one has filled up, and then we will connect these up to this one, and then the pickup should be able to reach this one. We should be told to keep a little bit empty. Excellent. Okay, let's unity that bit of belt, because we're going to need that. How much of this can we unity? Not enough unity. Well, there's only that little bit there. Anyway, I said we were going to finish, didn't I? So I think we should do it. We've explored a location. We found some stuff. Hooray. The ship is there. Can you go there? How have you not got enough fuel? Right, fine. Go home. Go home in shame. Pickup is struggling to reach a destination still. No, that's now cleared. Excellent. No, it hasn't. You're not saying it. Where are you trying to go? You taking copper somewhere? Take it there, mate. Don't know what your problem is. Do not know what your problem is. Okay, that's got those belts built, so at least we can get the copper going into the working one. That is... I mean, it's good enough empty. Can I... It's almost done. It's almost done. Let's get rid of that, build those belts, and then we'll stop. Oh, not quite, because that's done, so... We need to start moving this storage now, don't we? Let's unity that. Because that was directly connected to that, which was, you know, obviously not very sensible. That's fine. Did I not Unity that? I don't have enough Unity to Unity it. That's fair. That is fair. Okay. So I've let that make all the vehicle parts. I probably should have just deleted that and forced the bits over there. But hey diddly ho, is what it is. And the mechanical parts. Oh, they're going to be used for the lab equipment as well. So we will have to take another feed off that for the lab equipment at some point. Right, let's make copper storage, and then we will call it a day, because it's probably been way too long. Plug that in there. Plug that. I'd like you to go across, really, but fine. Doesn't really matter too much. Go there. Whatever's. Whatever's. Wait. You. Flip. You're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Cool. Excellent. So that should be... I mean, it's a pretty significant expansion of our smelting capabilities. Excuse me. We still haven't got to doing the actual construction parts, which is hilarious to me. And we have used up a good amount of our construction parts Mark III by the look of it as well, which is also hilarious. But what we have got is this all done. I'd like to mark that for deletion. I'm just going to stick another one of those on there. And I'm going to pause those. And I would like to Unity the deletion. How do you do the... I don't have anywhere near enough Unity for that. That's fine. But that's on its way. Once that's gone, we can delete that now. I'm pretty sure we're okay with maintenance. He says. Yeah, no, we're okay with maintenance. We're making more than enough maintenance. So we can delete that. We can delete those. Which means we can delete that, 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 that. Which means we can delete... Why has that got construction parts feeding into it? That part's not supposed to be there, is it? We can delete that. 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 That box is almost empty. Once that box is empty, which is not going to be for a little while, but maybe it's cheaper to do that now. Yes, it is. That is gone as well. We then need to get rid of mechanical parts, which is a different story. Because, yeah. I suppose we could... Nope, not quite, because that's in the way. We could do... Oh, I don't want to do that, though. We are going to have to get rid of it. So let's mark it for deletion. It doesn't actually have a lot in it. Fine, get rid of it. Sweet. Sweet. We do need the electronics there just for those at the moment. Although obviously we'll continue belting the electronics, which are on the bottom slightly annoyingly, because I'll have to go up again when we get to this bit over here. But this is roughly what it's going to look like. And then we'll have storage. This is something else I saw from JD, but having the storage like here-ish, belting it into... Okay, maybe not there. And then bringing it back over here for the rest of them. Sort of like that, and then duplicating that on each one. Obviously, they'll have to check the spacing and everything. But cool. So we haven't quite got to the actual bit we were looking for, but I think we have made some good, significant progress. I mean, look at that for a smelting industry now. I am quite annoyed that the steel is nowhere near symmetrical, but at least it is fully working. We've gone through a whole chunk of our workers, of course. Of course. We could probably do with Unity and all of that, getting that up and running, otherwise the copper is going nowhere. That would make sense, wouldn't it? This hasn't complained it's unreachable, but I've realized these boxes are very close to it. It does look like trucks are being able to get to it. I'd like to see a truck go there, if I'm honest. Oh yeah, no, fair enough. They can get there. That's all that really matters. Oh, of course I need to plug this into here. This is the last thing I said I was going to do. Can we, you know, it's already gone. Copy that, plug that into there. Let's Unity that. Excellent. Cool. Yeah, so we haven't done the construction parts, but I think we made some good progress. We can unpause those now. We can mark that one for, shall we? We're going to need a lot of vehicle. No, we'll mark it for deletion. We don't need to do over buffering. Let's not over buffer. It's fine. Because we are, as soon as we get vehicle parts Mark II in the go, we're never going to use these to make vehicles again. We are just going to, I mean, I say that. We're unlikely to. We are probably going to just be doing vehicle parts Mark II to get the bigger vehicles on the go and replacing our existing fleet. And I can show off the fancy new upgrade menu they've got for that as well. That would be cool. Oil's looking okay. What's okay? How is this oil storage looking? It's not bad. It hasn't used too much of it. That's fine. Cool. Well, a nice video. I think we made some good significant progress there. We need to try and get a stock of construction parts in. That's all we really need to do. In fact, I might even leave the game running just for like 5-10 minutes after this, just to try and get this stocked up. I mean, is it worth? Because we're using 6 and that makes 6. No, so we're using them as fast as we can make them in theory. Well, it's just because we've got 2 of them going, haven't we? Because this one over here as well. If I wanted to get another one of those on the go, it'd need more steel as well as those. It's going to be a bit of a pain to belt in, isn't it? Yeah, I know it's just going to cost more stuff. So I might just leave it running for a little bit just to try and get some of these construction parts Mark III, because we're going to need a lot to do all this. And we're not going to get anything back when we delete these, because these are all assembly too. So we'll get construction parts Mark II back for them. That's not going to help anyone, is it? Okay. Get refueled. Oh, I'm really tempted to try and figure out a way of getting this to work. Like that. That works. Sweet. It's not ideal, but let's double up the production. We need some, well, we need probably at least 400, right? If we were doing 3 of those, 120, 200, 240. At least 240 we need to do what I think is the minimum, which is a 3-2-1 setup. Ideally, we might want like a 4-3-2, which would be 160, 280. You're getting closer to 400 there, aren't you? Cool. Anyway, this one is almost empty, which is wonderful. Everything's looking good. Sweet. These aren't really running at full whack, but I'm guessing that's because we've got a lot of steel. These don't seem to be running at all. You're not running at all because that's not built. That's fine. You don't have any oxygen. Probably because those haven't been built. That is also fine. Probably could have got away with just using slightly less fuel stacks there, or smoke stacks, but they don't take maintenance, so I don't really mind too much. So this should now be running. It is, which means this should now be running. Still not getting oxygen. Why are you not getting oxygen? There's oxygen in the pipe. Why are you not getting oxygen? Will you now get oxygen? Yes, okay, so something's wrong with that connector. That's fine. So these are all now appearing to be running. Lovely. That's running. That's running. Sweet. I think everything's fine. Might just have to keep an eye on this slag box, which is doing, I don't know how many. Lots and lots of those. Cool. Well, progress. That has been some progress. This is looking proper industrial now. I love it. I love it. This is all done. It's quite nicely spaced out. Construction's part here. I might shift the construction parts over to like here. And that should give us enough room then to get our concrete in over there. That makes sense to me. Glass, if we can get this flattened, in fact, the last thing I'm going to do, yeah. I mean, they're kind of doing it anyway, but let's just refocus this to like this bit. Just make sure they don't go running off any further than they are. Get that done. Get glass going like over here maybe, and then belt that into the vehicle parts Mark II down there. Sweet, awesome, fantastic. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. We're probably full of wood storage. I would have missed that message some time ago. Let's Unity a few of those. Do we have enough? Yes, let's do that. That's fine. Current research is too advanced for this lab. So we've got the research Mark II now. So we also need to get paper on the go, which takes wood chips and limestone. That's fine. Wood chips are wood to wood chips. We've got plenty of wood. That's not a problem. Don't really want to burn the wood, so we don't want to do that. But yes, we need to get that on the go to get paper so we can start making the next tier of research as well. When we finally move research over here, that's a good point. When we finally move research over here, and this is using more mechanical parts and electronics, we might have to think about whether we even need to scale some of this up a little bit. And if we need to scale the electronics up, which use currently all of our copper, we'll have to build more copper manufacturing. But that's fine. Why are you complaining? Why are you not connected? Because you're the input. That's why you were built the wrong way around. Let's delete that. So I don't think I can flip. No. That's fine. That's fine. We might be able to get away without it, but if we can get it back in, we'll do that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. This part of the video has been going for 54 minutes. This video is going to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to keep them shorter, but it's really hard because I love this game and I'm super invested and I cannot stop playing. So apologies for the massively long videos. I will try to cut it back a little bit if I can. On the other hand, if you love the long videos, let me know as well, I guess. And I'll just, I'll take your lead. Unless you say you want it to be like half hour, in which case it ain't going to happen, sunshine. But we'll see. If you liked it, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those amazing, fantastic things. And I will see you next time in Captain of Industry. And as always, thank you very much for joining me.